What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Marvel Rivals, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make another quick guide about Raccoon because I played this character a little bit last night and he was a whole lot of fun. Definitely a character that I had no interest in playing, and then after playing him and absolutely cranking, he feels fantastic. So just wanted to go over his basic abilities real quick, things to keep in mind, and this will be a very short guide so you can pick up this character and start doing crazy healing on him in your next game. So we're going to throw this E down here just for purposes. We'll come back to that later. So the first thing that you kind of need to know about Raccoon is that he has a two-piece gun. So you can either left click and you do this little Gatling gun thing, or you have your right click which shoot out these little Healy orbs, and that's your primary form of healing, pretty much your only form of healing. So you can attack people. There is a headshot modifier, so don't be afraid to go to headshots. You can do a lot of damage with it. And then if you right click, you will heal targets. When that green, like, what do you want to call it? Green effect is on a target, they are being healed. It doesn't matter how many orbs you pump into this person. I mean, pumping more orbs is like a good thing, I guess, because you constantly have that green thing on, but it still lasts a pretty good amount of time. So as you can see, like, I'll just auto attack here. These guys are being healed for a good amount of time, and then the orb bounces off the wall and starts healing again. So these orbs do bounce around. If you see, you can shoot these at the walls, and even if I like angle it here, and like I'm getting healing hit markers behind me even though I have no idea where they're going. So you can spam this, but don't get too caught up in, like, if someone's taking a ton of damage really quickly, you're not going to heal any more by spamming into them. It doesn't do like an upfront heal or anything like that, so don't get caught up in that. The other thing that's important to know is that obviously you can reload. Everyone knows how to reload in shooters and all that sort of stuff, but if you use a full clip of something, of either your minigun or your Healy balls, it will force you to reload like everything. So if you're planning on, I mean, this is going to be very niche, but if you're planning on doing some damage and then your team is like taking a ton of damage and you accidentally like finish up your whole thing and you have to reload while that person's taking damage, that animation can contribute to someone just dying when they shouldn't, because you're not pumping healing spheres into them. So just something to keep in mind. It forces you to reload whether you hit reload or not. His last, I guess, basic ability is his left shift. It just dashes you forward. It is directional, so you can dash, forward, forward, down, up, but you do have to be facing the direction that you want to dash. So you can dash up, get some high ground, stay a little bit safer, or you can, dash up and then dash down. So he does have a little like spacebar interaction where he's got his jetpack, so you can left shift up and slow your fall by holding spacebar. So he can float around, do a little bit more stuff that way. The last basic ability that we need to go over is his E. And the reason I threw this down earlier is because it does not seem to have a specific time that it lasts. So you can throw this beacon down in a safe place and it will last a very long time. We basically started the guide over there. We're doing all this sort of stuff, and this beacon that I threw down is still here. So don't worry about this beacon expiring. I promise you it's not going anywhere. The biggest threat to that is that it gets destroyed. And the beacon will revive an ally as soon as someone will die, and the beacon will revive an ally. Obviously it's out of range. I just want to showcase the time limit on it over there. But if I were to put it over here, we'll wait the 5 seconds to make sure that it goes here. So you can put this safe. The fight can be happening all the way over there, and we'll wait for this Galacta bot to die real quick. And as soon as he does, my beacon will activate and he will spawn over here. So the biggest problem I see is people just not trusting that beacon. I'm sure there's a specific range that you can use with it, but this is definitely like a good way to practice just seeing what that range is. I put my beacon like over here and it kept reviving, so I kind of pushed it, and I got actually all the way up here where the beacon was still reviving the Galacta bot. So the range is very forgiving. It will go through walls and that sort of thing. So when you see this Galactabot die, he respawned way over here. I'm barely in line of sight. I don't think you need to be in line of sight, but you can put it behind a wall, put it in a weird corner, put it something like that, and it will res your teammates, I promise you. So keep in mind that, again, it doesn't have a time limit. You can put this wherever, again, not in line of sight of that, and it resed him way down here in a nice safe spot where he can then rejoin the fight as he wants to. So very important. So that's all of his basic abilities. We'll just do a quick overview of his ult. His ult is pretty simple. You just get this little indicator, you press Q, it pulls up this, you throw it down, gives your allies a damage boost. This thing can be destroyed too by the enemy team, but they're usually more worried about getting railed by you than doing anything like that. So pretty simple ult, nothing else to really explain there. But yeah, the important takeaways are just that you can spam orbs into people just to keep this green effect on them, but you're not going to heal anybody any faster with multiple green effects. It heals for a lot anyway, so you can get a lot of your healing that way. Make sure you try and weave in a little bit of damage too, but just keep in mind that it auto reloads for you. And that's Rocket Raccoon. He's not very complicated, but there's a couple things that make him a lot easier. So the last thing that I want to mention is that just throw down that beacon before the fight starts. Try not to throw it down during the fight because it usually won't be in a good spot. It might be in a place where it can get destroyed. Definitely throw it down, start the fight, and then if someone dies early, someone gets picked, you have that as a backup where they respawn there. So have fun in Marvel Rivals, and I will see you in the next one.